Namaste, everyone in India. G'day to everyone in Australia, and hello to everyone around the world that is following. Welcome to Hoggs Vlog Live, and we're going to discuss Delhi Capitals yesterday caught with their pants down on Hoggs Vlog. So let's roll bumper and get straight into it. Right, there are 3 points that I'm going to go through. We're going to do it a little bit differently rather than just get right behind someone and give the old cheerleader rah, rah, rah. I want to bring up a few things that I saw in yesterday's game, and I'm expecting your questions to bring up the points that you want to hear from the game as well, where it all changed and everything like that. So this little vlog is to try and help you with your skills. And if you're a bowler, you're looking at batsmen's weaknesses. If you're a batter, you're looking at something that might help you with your game. So let's just have a quick analysis of Prithvi Shaw's technique yesterday. Now, his coach has come out and said that he's trying to work on him with his footwork and his bat swing as well, trying to get it behind the eye line so it's not coming from outside gully. So if we can just get a little few snaps up that I had last night. So this is the first shot that Prithvi Shaw played last night off the first ball of the game. Look at the footwork. He's playing away from his body. The bat is not coming through a straight line. The footwork isn't going to the point of the ball, and he played and missed that. So that was the left armour going across the body. So the coach has been working on him, and it looks as though he's been working on him because he was so good the game before, working on him with right armers over the wicket, not left armers going across from him. So this is something that he needs to work on, rectify quickly, because we knew that he had problems last year. Now we're going to the wicket dismissal. Can we get onto that? Yes, there we go. Look at that backswing. It's wide of the eye line, not what the coach was talking about earlier on in the week. And then we see the middle shot where the bat swing, it's wide of off stump going across him. He's trying to hit that through mid-on, mid-wicket. The ball's not swinging in. And then we see the finish of the bat swing. It's gone across the body, looking like it's a big shot through the leg side, and he's been caught out point. Now, back to me, Shubs. In all those scenarios, you've got that picture on your mind. The left armour was swinging the ball in, then all of a sudden it stopped swinging and he's pushing it across. And Prithvi Shaw didn't adjust. He was playing for the swing, not for the ball across. And that's what happens when you've got such a big backswing. You can't adjust to little variances in the line and movement of the ball in the air like that. So that's something that you've got to look out with your batting technique going forward. And keepers out there, I love keepers because keepers are my favourite people bowling leg spin because you want them to take the stumping and those little edges as well. But Sanju Samson had a great night last night. Just want to put the picture up now, please, Shubs. Shubs is behind the scenes there. Now, they're tight photos here. I know it's only a small screen, but look, don't look at the batsman. Just look at Sanju Samson on the left. Hasn't moved. Then in that middle shot, his feet still haven't moved. He's just slightly got up off that position. The gloves have just come off the ground, but he's still in a powerful position. And then Darwin's played the shot. He's in that powerful position, and his balance has enabled him to get as far across as possible to take that fantastic catch. So back to me, Shubs. So in that, I remember hearing Adam Gilchrist and talking about keeping. You've got to try and stay as still as long as possible. Don't make the movement until you are absolutely sure that the ball is going to that direction. I know it's hard, but that's something you've got to work on at your practice. Now, a little bit of controversy here. Now, I'm going to just bring up two games here. One for the over or not. Now, if we look at the shot, just on the right of screen, this was the game before where it was a full toss from Harsha Patel, and the umpires didn't deem that as dangerous. And remember, Harsha Patel bowled another full toss over waist high a couple of overs later, and he didn't get taken off. But on the left, there was a bouncer from Rahman last night that was wide of leg stump and did not trouble the batsman, but it was still called as one for the over. Now, back to me, please, Shubs. You've seen the picture, guys. You've seen the picture. What I am disappointed here with, if you bowl a bouncer, you've only got one bouncer for the over, and that's out both batsmen. But if it's not a dangerous bouncer and it's not threatening the batsman, I don't think it should be called one for the over. I think the bowler should have another bouncer up his sleeve, especially if it's been called a wide or a no ball over the head where it hasn't gone anywhere near the head. Because remember, that's a fast bowler's weapon, the bouncer. They should be having at least 2 and over, and they should be able to at least bowl one bouncer per player at least. So for me, I just think this is a rule change that's got to be rectified, because you can't have one rule for one particular ball or one particular incident, and then another incident you have a different interpretation of it. So it's the interpretations of different balls that frustrates me. So there's someone on the media here that follows me. Make sure you put that in a headline at some stage today, please. Okay, let's go to the teams today, because we want to get through this quickly. Predicted 11 for Punjab Kings 11, if we can get the team up there. I think they'll go with the same team as they did last time. They might swap Jordan for Meredith, but I would not do that. I want to see extra pace on this Mumbai wicket. I think that will really trouble the Chennai Super Kings batsmen, especially someone like who doesn't like the quick ball and the short ball. So they've got 3 fast bowlers there that can probably take the big weapon away from the Chennai Super Kings. And Bishnoi might come in for Ashwin, but I'd like to see Ashwin get one more go. I think this is a quality lineup team. I think Gale's going to have a good night. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Huda goes again. And I want to see Shah Rukh Khan do a good job last night. I've seen him in the TMPL. He's got the quality. He's just got to back himself, get that confidence and produce the goods in IPL, because he's done it in those lower leagues. Okay, the predicted 11 for Chennai Super Kings. For me, I think they've got to try and find a way to get Tahir, the leg spinner, into this team. I might think about swapping him for Bravo, especially with Tahir getting that extra bounce and bite. I can't see Moeen Ali doing a job with the ball. He doesn't get enough turn, and I think the likes of Rahul, Agarwal and Gale, as well as Paran, will have a field day against Ali's bowling. So I don't know whether they'll utilise him that much tonight. And also Jadeja, I'd just like to see a leg spinner in here to add some variety rather than just 2 off spinners on this Mumbai wicket. Key matchups today for me. What was the matchup that I had here? For me, I think it's pace off the ball for CSK against the the Punjab Kings 11 bats. We're playing out Mumbai. That's why I got a little confused there. Sorry. We saw last night, pace off the ball with those cutting deliveries was hard to hit through the ball. Punjab Kings genuine pace. I think that might trouble the CSK batting lineup. And as I said, I feel as though CSK need to get Tahir into their lineup instead of Bravo. I think that could make a big difference. So that's what I'm thinking tonight. I think Punjab Kings 11. They're looking good. Sorry, CSK fans. I think Punjab Kings 11 are going to get over the line. And that might get a few viewers off the list here on the old comments. So let's get straight into the questions, hey? Oh, before we do get into the questions, Ricky Ponting, I think he'll be having a little word to Rispa Pant about bowling Stoinis last night in that ultimate over. Should have kept bowling Ashwin with 2 left-handed batsmen there. And Unadkat 6 off the 17th over off Wokes was the game-changing moment of the evening. If he didn't hit that 6, would have been put more pressure on Morris and they wouldn't have got over the line. Shubs, have we got the questions up, please? There we go. Mithran Rajesh. How you going, Mithran? Good to see you on board. Do you think Steve Smith is the man to come in and strengthen the DC batting lineup? Mithran, I don't think so at the present moment. Stoinis had a bad night last night. I'd give him one more opportunity, maybe 2 more. No, I'd only give him one more opportunity. He's got to deliver. He's had so many opportunities at international level. He hasn't been consistent enough. This will be his last opportunity for the Delhi Capitals. If he doesn't perform, they might go to Steve Smith, or they might keep Wokes as an all-rounder and bring Nortke in just to strengthen their bowling, but I don't think they'll do that because that's probably putting a little bit too pressure on the all-rounders down the lower order. But Steve Smith will come in if Stoinis doesn't lift next game. Good point there. All right, let's get to the questions. I'm going to leave my glasses on because I've got to read these questions. Cotta, how are you, mate? Hi, Hoggy. Good vibes to you, mate. Hope everyone is having a good breakfast over there in India and everyone's having a good lunch here in Australia and America. Well, just before you go to sleep, this vlog might just ease that little tension so that you don't have to think too much over the night with the good vibes from Cotta. Do you think that Axar Patel is capable enough with the bat that he can come in for Latit Yadav when he recovers? I definitely think so. I just think that will give extra depth to their batting lineup as well as their bowling lineup. I think you just don't want Ashwin as the frontline spinner there. They've got to find a way to get Patel in this lineup. And I think the Delhi Capitals, after last night, even though they lost that game, a game that they'll never really in it, but Rajasthan Royals let them get back in it at some stage. I still think the Delhi Capitals loss last night is a good loss because it would have been a game that they penciled in paper that they were going to win, but they lost. So they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and go, right, we've got ahead of ourselves. Let's pull it back. Patel coming in and Nortke coming in. Whoa, Delhi Capitals, still the bee's knees for me. Axar Patel's got to be in that lineup. And he's capable enough to bat high, especially with Ashwin, the way that he bats as well. There's a lot of batting depth there. Okay, next question, please. Akash Kumar, how are you going, mate? What's your thoughts on Wankati's pitch? Unusual behaviour. Yeah, look, I think the curator might be finding it a little bit difficult to be able to get water on the centre wicket out there or the centre square because you've got so many games coming on and so many games being played on it. So I think we're going to see some of these particular wickets throughout the IPL misbehave at some stage. So for me, I thought it was good last night. I don't mind behaviours of wickets changing slightly because it's under a little bit of US because it changes the type of game that we're going to watch. We're not just going to see this big hitting type of cricket all the time. We're going to see the bowlers adapt and we're going to see the batters adapt as well. So we're going to see a lot more batters just sitting there looking for that slower ball and trying to pounce on the slower ball. And if it's quicker, that change of pace, they'll just try and slow their backswing and use that as the change up to just push the ones and twos. So they'll be looking for the slower ball to try and hit the six, make the bowler think that he's got to bowl quicker, and then adjust to that quicker delivery. And that's what I love about cricket and different wickets around the world. I don't want to see the same wickets. I don't want to see the same game. I want to see different variants of the game being played out there and the batsmen being challenged, the bowlers being challenged on how to adapt. So that's how I'd like. And if you look at the game last night, this is where Rajasthan Royals could really capitalise because there could be a lot of slow wickets throughout the tournament. And with their bowling lineup, they've got a lot of bowlers that aren't quick, but they've got a lot of good change-ups, and that is their strength, and that is probably one asset that they could have that puts them in a chance of getting into the Final Four this year. Okay, let's get to the next question, please, Shubs. Shows what, Jar, how you going, mate? Thanks again for your donation. I tell you what, you always come in and try and get your questions up the top with a little bit of a donation to Hoggy. Thanks, sir. Hi, sir, from Bihar. Shubs, you got to teach me how to say that properly because Shazwat gets on here a lot. Sir, CSK was a team which used to win maximum matches. But what happened to CSK and Dhoni should play in which position? For me, I just think CSK have built their squad around playing out their home ground in Chennai. They weren't able to play there last year. They're not able to play there this year. And I think that's probably the big reason what's put them on the back foot. They've got a lot of older players there as well. So I just don't think they have any youth coming through, and that's something they've got to look out for the next auction. But the big issue for Chennai Super Kings is that they had Hazelwood there. Hazelwood was a bowler that's going to bowl a lot of extra pace, and he pulled out of the tournament at the last minute. And not being able to get a replacement for Hazelwood to bowl with that extra pace is probably going to be a big issue moving forward for Chennai Super Kings. That's the big hole that they had. They've got Berendorf there. Berendorf's one of my closest mates here in WA. Fantastic bowler. But what Berendorf offers is the same as what you've got there, swing bowling rather than extra pace. So that's probably the issue for CSK this year. Oh, Dhoni, where should he play? For me, I think Dhoni's got to play as a bit of a floater. I think when there's spin on and you know that the opposition team have got 8 overs of spin to bowl, he's going to have to come out and try and swing from the bootlaces there and capitalise on those spinners. I think the day for him of finishing off the innings is gone. I think Jadeja did that role pretty well last year. Jadeja should be doing that role, and you've got Sam Curran and Bravo out the moment in that lower order to be able to do that role of finishing off the innings. So for Dhoni, out the moment, the way that he hits spinners out practice, he should be coming in that middle, those middle overs. That's where I think CSK are out at the moment. Okay, it's disappointing. Actually, with the variance in pitch tonight, Shazwat, I think Chennai Super Kings have still got a chance tonight with that slower wicket out Wankhede Stadium, and that might play back in their favour tonight with those conditions. Good question there, Shazwat. And I tell you what, I rambled on a little bit there. I think I took 4 minutes there. Austin DeCuna, how you going again, mate? With the mega auction next year, do you think Kane Williamson is the perfect option to be captain of CSK after MSD retires from IPL? He also has a good relationship with Fleming. Well, it just depends on whether Sunrisers Hyderabad are willing to let him go. Is he one of those 5 players that they'll keep in their pocket by offering him a big contract? I hope we're going through those same rules, because it's good that franchises are able to keep a good core of their players in the franchise when you go to the mega auction. So that's one issue. But Kane Williamson is one player that I would be after to captain CSK if the opportunity arises. I think that would be one of the options that Fleming will be looking at and CSK will be looking at as well. But it depends on whether Fleming's going to be coach as well, because when they have tough times, it's not really the captain that gets the flick, it's generally the coach. But hopefully Steve Fleming is still there coaching CSK, because he's got such a great cricket brain and he's had such a great record. Okay, next question, please, Shubs. Oh, Mishra. I'm not... all right, let's have a crack at the first name. Dibyajit Mishra. I hope I've said that right. I know there's a lot of people there laughing the way that I've just said that now. Hoggy, why DC not let bowl Ashwin his 4 overs? Is Stoinis overchanged momentum? Did Stoinis overchanged momentum towards RR? I've got no idea why Ashwin did not bowl that next over. You had 2 left-handers out the crease in Tawadia and who was the other one? Miller. Miller's one of my favourite players. Just eluded me there. Sorry about that. You've got 2 left-handers. The over before, he was on top of them. Hasn't been hit for a boundary. And he had the pressure on, and I think Curran bowled the over before, and that went for limited amount of runs as well. The run rate was going up. It was the ideal time to bowl Ashwin, because those 2 left-handers would have had to go after him. The wicket was holding up, so all the advantage was to Delhi Capitals, not Rajasthan Royals. If they bowled him one more over, they could have got Miller or Tawadia out, and that would have been game over for Rajasthan Royals. I think that was a big boo-boo from Pant and the Delhi Capitals. But we can stay there, and hindsight says it. But look, the percentages say that you should have bowled Ashwin. But if Stoinis got the wicket, it would have been one of those fantastic moves from the captain. But really, you can't look at hindsight because Ashwin was all over the opposition bowlers. So it was a poor move, and that's probably where Delhi Capitals lost the game, as well as Unadkat's 6 off the Wokes 17th over. That's good observation there, Mishra. You are correct there. Ashwin should have bowled his 4th over. Ikanch Candlewall. I reckon that's pretty well right. Thanks very much for joining us there, Ikanch. Inkash? That's a hard name. Shubs, we've got a lot of work to do on some of these names. Shubs is the guy behind helping me out here with the graphics, and he's doing such a wonderful job. What do you think about DC's playing 11 yesterday? Should they have played with more batting depth? Oh, I thought they've got a pretty balanced team. For me, they've got quality batters out the top. If anything, they've got to find a way for Patel to come in, and Norkie's going to come in as well. So I think they've got quality batters. It wasn't the batting; it was just one poor over that cost them, and it was very difficult conditions. And the other thing is, Prithvi Shaw and Darwin didn't explode in that power play. They got out early, and every now and then that's going to happen. And they got a reasonable score on the board where the bowlers had a big chance of defending, and they nearly did it. So for me, I'm pretty happy with DC's 11 out the present moment. I just think they've got to find a way to get Patel in the lineup. And, if they drop Curran, Patel comes in, they've still got plenty of depth with those all-rounders out the end that can clear the boundary. So for me, I'm pretty happy with their team at the moment. And that's going to make me think, that question is going to make me think about the next analysis I do of Delhi Capitals. See if we can really improve their batting depth as well as keeping their bowling strong. Okay, Abhishek, how are you going, Abhishek B? Thanks very much for your donation. How was growing up on a sheep farm like? Hey, Hoggy. Abhishek, you've done your research. For me, we had 3,000 acres here in WA that I grew up on, so that is a very big piece of land. It was 5 kilometres away from my nearest neighbour. It was extremely good because I had freedom to practice my sport. I had a mum and a dad that were very prominent in sport as well. Loved their cricket. Mum got a ball machine. Dad built a wicket out the back for me, and that's where I honed in my cricket skills. And I had 2 uncles as well that were on the farm that loved their cricket. All the shearers would come out. So shearers are the people that take the wool off the sheep. And when they came out during morning smoko, or that's morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, they would bowl to me. They would make me bowl to them. So I had plenty of people that came out of the farm to help me with my cricket. And it was really peaceful as well. I do find it hard in cities because of the close, how can you put it, the overpopulated cities. I find it hard because you don't have that freedom of movement and so forth. So, yeah, I could not have had a better life growing up. I've been one of those very fortunate people. And that question has just made me think that I've got a little bit more gratitude to have towards the world. I've been one of the very lucky people that's been able to follow or play a sport that I've loved and make a living at it. So thanks very much for that question, Abhishek. You brought so many memories back. It was such a wonderful experience to grow up on a farm. Yeah, I just love doing the hard manual work as well that we did, digging holes, putting crops in, doing sheep work, putting fences up. I just absolutely loved it. Sorry about that. Reminiscing. It was beautiful. I love getting back out into the country as much as I possibly can. And mind you, sorry, Cotter, I'll get to that question. When I've been in the outskirts of Bangalore and Tamil Nadu down south. I've been out to the country regions, and it is so beautiful over there. There's places where you've got the white gum trees, which just remind me so much of Australia. And there's so much that we have in common with our with our, how can you put it, our nature, that just makes me feel at home when I come to India. So thanks very much for that, Abhishek, for that question. Cotta, again, hi, Hoggy. Do you think with the batting depth that they have, CSK can drop a batsman like Faf du Plessis and bring in Imran Tahir? No, I'll keep du Plessis in that lineup. He's a valuable player in their top order. For me, I think it's got to be Bravo that's got to go. Bravo's been a wonderful player. He's been a wonderful teammate for me throughout the years. But it's a bit of a like for like. His body's not the same as what it is. He's not as agile through the field. His bowling's not quite as potent, and his batting's not quite as potent. So if you're looking out between him and Sam Curran to take out of the team, or Faf du Plessis, the Sam Curran, du Plessis offer a lot more than Bravo at this stage. So for me, I think Tahir would make a bigger impact than Bravo in the CSK 11 tonight. That's a good question, Cotter. Okay, have we got another question? Oh, hang on. I better take a glass of water. All right. Sandeep77 Pabati. How are you going? Good morning from India. Good morning to you. Namaste. Why didn't Rabada try his Yorkers as he is good with those in the death overs? I don't know. I think just the good length delivery with the change of pace. I think the Delhi Capitals at that stage felt that it was harder for the batsman to play rather than the Yorkers. And if you get the Yorker wrong, it's a half volley and it's easier to hit. So I just think the change of pace and the slowness of the Mumbai wicket last night was the reason that Rabada went to a good length rather than those particular Yorkers. So the next opportunity the Delhi Capitals get in the same situation, expect Rabada to go back to those searing Yorkers. That's a good little pickup, Sandeep. And that's what I love about all you guys out there that follow me. You've got such a good cricket brain and, you've got good input as well. And sometimes you put me on the back foot as well. So, and you make me think about it. And that's what I love about cricket. I just love your following and love your passion for the game as well and your knowledge. So let's keep enjoying the IPL, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Over the weekend, I'll have a bit of a break. I'll take the family with a bit of time, but I'll be back next Monday and we'll go over some good analysis. So thanks very much for joining me. Get on Instagram and Twitter and follow me at Brad_Hogg. You guys have a good weekend and keep enjoying your cricket, and hope family and you are all well and safe. Thanks, guys.